All right, guys, we made it to the last workout of the week. It is Saturday, July 4th. We've got an interesting workout today as far as stimulus goes, so we'll talk about that when we get into it, okay? Let's start with our warm-up on a 5-minute clock. We are gonna do 10 windmills forward, 10 windmills backwards. We've done these a bunch of times, you guys. Really work on keeping that hip nice and square, staying over that back leg so it is nice and straight up and down, and you get a good hip stretch, side stretch here, okay? So one arm overhead, one arm down. Let that hand follow that leg all the way down and then come back up. And then in that same position, just switch your arm orientation. So the arm that was down now becomes up, and then we'll do kind of like a side bend for that backwards windmill. Do 5 each side, you guys. It's 10 forward, 10 backwards. So 5 on your left leg, 5 on your right leg, and switch. Then we've got 10 arm swings front to back, exactly like it sounds, just loosening up the shoulders a little bit, swinging those arms front to back, send them back behind you. Try and stay nice and tall on it though, okay? And then we have a 10 alternating triangle pose, so step out into a nice wide triangle stance, and you're just gonna go down, touch your left foot, go over, touch your right foot, alternate back and forth, really trying to reach into that stretch, not bend the knees. 1 to 2 seconds each side there, okay? So 5 minutes through, you should be able to get through that maybe 1 to 2 times. Okay, workout is called Gambit. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is an interesting stimulus here because it says 5 rounds for time, and we do want to time it, but the intention here is to push ourselves and really have a strength focus. So actually, even though we're going for time, that's what we're recording, I want you to challenge yourself, maybe move a little slower so the reps can be a little bit cleaner, okay? In your notes section of Sugar Wad, when you record, I want you to record what scales you did for each of these movements because that's really the focus, but I did want to give us something to record, and that's why it's for time. Okay, so our first movement is a 30-second plank hold. Plank here can be on our hands, off our elbows, down off our knees. If we want to make this more difficult, you guys, we can elevate our feet. We can go into a pike push-up hold, or even go into handstand push-ups. It's supposed to be something really difficult, so challenge yourself here. 20 knees to elbows inside plank, so we'll go into our side plank, off our elbow, or even off our arm. I prefer to do this one off my elbow. It just feels a little better on my shoulder. And then with the side that is up, I'm going to crunch my knee to my elbow here, okay? And then the last one is 20 push-ups. So again, making this difficult, going into a pike push-up or a handstand push-up. Each of these movements, these 3 movements, our plank, our knees to elbow inside plank, and our push-up, we're just looking for the toughest scale we can get. So again, in our upper body push, we'll go push-up. We could do a heavy dumbbell strict press, or even go into that handstand push-up. Okay, so 5 rounds for time. Record your scales. That's going to be the most important part on these ones. It's a good way to wrap up the week. Our accessory work, accumulate 100 Superman arch ups. So just holding for about a second each time, laying on your stomach. Arch your back, really pull your shoulders, point your toes, get your knees off the floor, get your shoulders off the floor, okay? Hold for a second, relax. We're accumulating 100. So just take as long as you need on those, doing them very well, squeezing the glutes and hamstrings in that. Our stretching is 3 rounds. Head through arm stretch. So there's a few ways we can do this. We can do this against a wall. We can do this off a table. We can do it off the floor. We're just keeping our arms straight, pushing our head through. So I'll try and demo a few different ways we can do that, and hopefully Hugh will put those different clips in so you can see, okay? Then we've got push-up to downward dog, so get into a push-up, or if you need to do a knee push-up, that's okay. And then straighten the arms, straighten the legs, get your hips up in the air. Head is gonna go basically through the arms again here. And the last one is 30 seconds, windmills forward each side. So we talked about the windmills earlier. Angle your toes, keep that hip really square, keep that back leg nice and straight, and hinge down and up. 30 seconds on one side, and then switch and do 30 seconds on the other side. We're going 3 rounds through those stretching movements, you guys. Hope you enjoy. Hope you had a good week, and have a good weekend. We will see you next week.